fall brings a lot of things. The changing of leaves, the weather gets cooler, and of course, fall cooking. I'm going to be making Down East Maine pumpkin bread, courtesy of allrecipes.com. The first step in this recipe is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The next step involves greasing 3 loaf pans, and they're approximately 3 by 7 inches. These are 3 by 6, but it's close enough. Take a little bit of Crisco on some wax paper, a napkin or something, and then you just rub it gently against the pan. After that, you take some flour, just a light amount, a spoonful, then you put it. That was probably even too much, to be honest. You shake it around, coating the pan with it. It should stick to where the Crisco was. You just see how that's coated in there like that? You repeat the process. There you go. Now you've greased and floured your loaf pans. The first thing you want to do is crack your 4 eggs in a large bowl. Whisk them together. Then you want to add in 1 can of pumpkin puree. Then to that, you want to add 1 cup of vegetable oil, which I'm going to pour on my pumpkin puree first, just so I can get out some extra amounts of it. Get some more of the puree out, hopefully, by doing this. And then 2/3 cup water, which hopefully will get even more of the pumpkin puree out. And then add to this 3 cups of white sugar, which is quite a bit. And that uses up the last of my organic sugar. For the dry ingredients, you're going to need 3½ cups of flour, one. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. There's 1 and 2. And then 1½ teaspoons of salt. There's 1. There's 1/2. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. There's a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Teaspoon of ground nutmeg. 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. Now we have to stir our dry ingredients that we just mixed into the pumpkin mixture. I would do a little bit at a time, unless you have a huge bowl. I really need to buy a bigger bowl. Now you gotta pour this into your loaf pans. And I think that actually, I'm probably gonna need a couple more of these, just based on the fact that mine are a little smaller. Then put your bread into your oven. And bake for about 50 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean, just like any other bread or cookies you've made. They turned out pretty good. I hope you try this recipe if you're in the mood for a nice fall treat.